So I'd like to talk now about the customer of the future. You talk often about the millennial customer, the digital generation, and indeed you told the FT earlier this year that sales online were outstripping sales in your flagship stores by 3 to 1. Is that still carrying on, that sort of development?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And you're not totally, again, we're new in the field. We've only been really online in the U.S. about 3 years and in Europe, 21 countries, about 2 years. And we've been in the heat of a global SAP conversion, which has been nearly taking all of our investment funds in that area. So we've not invested a lot. We've been studying, but as we do the final tail of SAP, as we look forward, we've got a lot of studies going on, a lot of conversations going on about how should we continue to almost change everything we do in order to play aggressively in the digital world. And it's not just e-commerce. We're putting laptops. We'll have laptops in November in 61 of our stores around the world to better service a customer. So if that store is a small format and it doesn't have it, we won't lose the sale. We can still get it to them. So it's the digital evolution that connects everything, but it impacts marketing with all the new social media. Yes, it's e-commerce, but it also impacts the retail stores.
And thinking about online sales, one of the things that intrigues me about that is that luxury goods, here we are in this wonderful showroom, and luxury goods are all about the image, the emotion associated with brands, and that's easy to convey in a physical location like this. But how do you translate that online?
Mm-hmm. Honestly, some aspects of it are even easier online, because you've got the British models, you've got the British music. So you've got, it's honestly sometimes even more of a three-dimensional experience because you've got so many other things that you can play with. And, the Britishness for us is so critical. And you often don't hear the music when you walk into a store. You don't have all of the models. You've got some ad images. But, the content that we're shooting now, we now shoot Christopher and Mario shooting the ad campaign, because it's kind of that behind the scenes that the customer wants. That's the new form of entertainment, and that invites them into the brand in a whole different way, especially a younger customer than the stores do.
And how do you get a dialogue going?
Through all of the blogs and through all the social media, and they can communicate back on almost everything. And these may not even be customers yet, or they may be a customer for a bottle of fragrance or for eyewear. But these are customers that. And this is when you talk about luxury versus the brand. This is the customers who want the brand experience, who need to feel the brand, and will someday be customers. But that word of mouth that spreads, through their whole social network, and it just continues to be positive conversations about. Did you hear what's happening at Burberry? Did you see, that Burberry did this? And today, the way that spreads is just so powerful.
How do you imagine the customer of the future for Burberry? Is this somebody who's in a Burberry store somewhere in the States, or is it somebody who's online, perhaps also in the States, or somewhere completely random elsewhere in the world? What's the person that you think of when you think of a Burberry customer?
It's interesting because it's not the person as much, because our audience is so broad. And, when you think of a trench coat and you think of, it's not about age, it's about what they do with it. So it's actually interesting. We're launching a whole new concept online that we're calling Art of the Trench. And it is, we're inviting people to come in and show us how they wear their trench coat. And it's fascinating because it's from 8 to 80. And so when you think about one customer, it's less about the customer. It's really the preferred medium that they want to get information from.